So I want to talk for a few minutes about receiving gratitude. Why is it so hard? Okay. Now, those of you who were here last night remember Claude and Corinne doing a little role play. And Claude was playing around saying, forget about it. I think he had a lot of fun doing that. I think that was a secret joy of his own. And it's humorous, but, to me it's real. It's really real. I can remember many times in my own life where someone offered me a gratitude of some form, some kind, and I brushed it off. I said, don't worry about it. It wasn't that big of a deal. Don't sweat it. Okay? And that's actually like rejecting what another person is offering me. It's like they're offering me this beautiful, here, Jeff, here's this beautiful gift I'd like to offer you. And I take it in my hands and I punt it. Right? It's like I'm kicking it out of the way. I don't want that. Get that thing out of here. Don't worry about it. No, that's not a big deal. Don't sweat it. It's nothing, really. Forget about it. And I'm actually brushing away this beautiful gift coming my way. Okay? So why do we do that? First of all, can anybody relate to that? Has anyone ever experienced that? Either as a giver or receiver? Okay. I see your hand held very high, Natalie. Guessing you can relate to that. Okay. So why do you think people do this? Why is it so hard for us to take it in? Okay. Well, I have several hypotheses about why this is so. Number one is because many people have received gratitude when the intention was to get them to do something. It was intended as a manipulation, as a coercion, as an inducement for something. Okay, so it had an ulterior motive. In compassionate communication, we have one motive when we express gratitude, and that's to celebrate life. Just to experience joy and to celebrate, appreciate, and have fun. To magnify the joy on the planet. It's not used for any ulterior motive. Okay? Now, oftentimes when people do this brushing off, there's actually another extreme as well. So if someone were to offer me an appreciation, Jeff, the way you led that training session, I was so moved by it. Because it really helped me finally understand something I've been struggling to get in my life, and it was so helpful. Thank you. Now I could do the other thing, and I could say, yeah, right. I'm really good at this. Whew. Oh, man, am I good. That's right. All right. Whew. Right, I take it in egotistically, and I let it feed my egotistical idea of myself as being superior. Okay? So it's one end or the other. It's either egotistically, like, I am really good and I'm superior, or it's the brushing off effect. Don't worry about it. Take that back. Now, unfortunately, when we do the brushing off, it's very painful for the speaker. Because when another person expresses a gratitude, they are opening their heart and they are revealing something about themselves to you. It's a gift. It's an offering. When we take that offering and punt or slap, it's very painful for that person because they are wishing for a receptive energy, an empathic energy. Because we need empathy just as much when we are celebrating with others as when we are expressing pain. So let me tell you what I mean by that. If we're friends and we confide in each other and I say to you, you know what, I'm having a really hard time at work, at home, I'm struggling, I'm overwhelmed. And if you're my friend, I'm hoping you receive me with empathy because I'm opening my heart and telling you about me. So I'm wishing for a compassionate response. Something like, wow, tell me more, Jeff, or wow, it sounds hard, or God, I'm wondering if you're needing this. Okay? But by the same token, if I'm opening my heart and celebrating with you, we often forget that that is a vulnerable act as well. And that expression requires empathy just as much as an expression of pain. An expression of joy is a vulnerable act. So we do no one a service when we deny or shove away an appreciation. It's actually painful. It creates a separation, a barrier with the person who's trying to express it. No, don't worry about it. Forget about it. Nah, I'm not that good. Forget about it. I'm actually distancing myself from that person. Okay? One more idea that I have about why it's hard for us to receive and really take in an appreciation is shame. Shame. So as I see it, shame is a negative image of ourselves as not being worthy. There's something incomplete, inadequate, wrong, inferior, disgusting about us. And then we don't deserve appreciation. Because disgusting, incomplete, inappropriate, horrible, ugly, stupid people don't deserve to be appreciated. And to whatever extent we have shame in us about who we are, it's going to be impossible to receive the appreciation. Okay? To actually take in an appreciation of another, that another is giving to us, you're giving me an appreciation, in order for me to take it in, it requires me to touch my own divinity, my own beauty, my own humanity, and to acknowledge and accept and experience myself as divine, as something beautiful, worthwhile. So if I have shame, I'm like, no, I'm sorry, you don't know me. If you knew me, you'd know I'm not a good person. I'm sorry, no, that's not true. No, really, Jeff, I really, no, that's not true. No. Pushing away. Because that can be scary and painful to actually drink that in and encounter the beliefs around shame we have inside ourselves, hidden, unconscious, or otherwise. So, of course, I would like us to greet ourselves with compassion if we have any such thoughts. Because to blame ourselves for having shame is just shaming and blaming, and it just starts the whole cycle. But the invitation with this next exercise is to allow yourself to encounter any such beliefs which might exist inside of you. Any difficulties you have receiving gratitude, don't worry about it, or taking it in as superior, or shame, allow yourself to encounter those dynamics in yourself and just feel it and notice it when we do this next activity, okay? Which again is about practicing receiving gratitude. And each of you will have an opportunity to try that, okay? So I'm kind of inspired to ask if any of the assistant trainers would like to add anything. Anything I've said, any inspirations? I take that as I've done such a perfect job that nothing could possibly be improved upon. So thank you for that silent affirmation, Gary.